They relied on manipulation and deceit to control situations and relationships, but you discerned their tactics and refused to play along. Without the ability to manipulate you, they are forced to confront the realities of their actions, leading to frustration and confusion. They believed they could outsmart you, but your spiritual discernment revealed their schemes. They can't handle the pressure. Being exposed has created tension and forces them to deal with the consequences of their actions, something they are unprepared to face, something they were not even willing to face. Their mind games were designed to keep you dependent on them emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. When you recognize this and walk away, they lost their grip on you. Without control, they feel powerless, insecure, and exposed, leading to bitterness and tension. A toxic family member, very toxic, is upset because you stop letting them guilt trip you into doing things their way. And now they are lashing out, complaining, gossiping, picking phone, calling A, calling B, calling C, calling D, talking all sort of negative things about you. Simply because you decided to put a stop to that manipulation and guilt tripping. In the book of Proverbs chapter 29 verses 25, the Bible says, the fear of a man lays snares, but whoever trusts in the Lord is safe. They took pride in their ability to manipulate and deceive you and others. Being outsmarted by you has left them feeling humiliated. Their embarrassment has created internal tension as they must now deal with their own failures and how others perceive them. Someone who tried to manipulate a group of people against you now find themselves isolated as this group of people see through their behaviors, their facade, their two-face. They are very upset and they are throwing curses. They never thought their actions would catch up with them, but their awareness of their mind games have brought consequences they can't escape. The weight of their own behavior and fallout from being exposed creates unbearable tension in their lives. In the book of Proverbs chapter 26 verse 27, the Bible says, whosoever digs a pit will fall into it. If someone rolls a stone, it will be rolled back on them. An ex-partner who was fond of gaslighting you, bringing fights, quarreling, and accusation against you, is now facing a breakdown in their other relationship, and the realization that their actions were the cause is killing them slowly. They expected you to crumble under manipulation, but instead you stood firm, showing strength they didn't anticipate. Your strength highlights their weakness, and they feel exposed and inferior. Their manipulative plans had the opposite effect, strengthening your position and exposing their true character. They can't handle the pressure. They can't breathe. They are choking and suffocating. They are now dealing with the consequences of their backfired schemes, which have damaged their reputations and relationship. A competitor who spread false rumors about someone is facing backlash and constant threat as others recognize their dishonesty and lies, hatred and wickedness. Their manipulative games were a way to maintain control and gain advantages, and being exposed put those advantages at risk. The potential loss of power, influence, and relationship creates a deep sense of insecurity and panic in their hearts. Someone who manipulated others for financial gain is now panicking as their schemes are uncovered and the access is cut off, chopped off. Their strategies relied on you being unaware or compliant, and your refusal to play along disarmed them. Without the ability to manipulate you, they lose their sense of control, leading to frustration and bitterness. They relied on your trust and goodwill, never expecting you to see through their facade. Being exposed spiritually leaves them feeling vulnerable and unable to manipulate others. You realize their actions were draining or harmful and establish firm boundaries to protect yourself. Their manipulation thrives on access to your time, energy, and emotions, and boundaries you did to cut off your influence was very, very necessary. They feel powerless right now and rejected because they can no longer use you for their benefit, for their gains, for their evil desires and satisfaction. You have cut off every link. They are going crazy. Instead of reacting emotionally, you address their actions calmly with wisdom, which disarmed their tactics. They expected you to lose composure and play into their games, but your calmness revealed their immaturity and deceit. Your composed response highlights their own wrongdoing and shift the focus into their behavior. You openly address their actions, leaving no room for them to deny or deflect their intentions. They are embarrassed by being confronted and the fear of losing their credibility and influence is driving them nuts. Being called out forces them to face their own actions, which creates internal tension. You stood your grounds, despite their attempt to intimidate and manipulate you into submission. They expected you to feel small and powerless, but your courage exposed their lack of true authority. Your strength and confidence challenged their need for dominance, leaving them bitter and frustrated. Others began to see through their actions as well, validating what you already knew. Their mind games only work in secrecy, and being exposed to others removes their power. They fear of losing their reputation and influence as more people recognize their deceitful ways. You demonstrated emotional and spiritual maturity by not letting their actions dictate your peace and decision. They thrive on seeing you unsettled, but your strength frustrated and confused them. Their inability to affect you forces them to confront their own weaknesses and frustration. Trust the wisdom God has given you and remain vigilant. Let God handle their bitterness and frustration. Focus on maintaining your peace and integrity. Do not repay evil with evil or insult with insult. On the contrary, repay evil with blessings. God will deal with those who scheme against you. He is your defender. The Lord works righteousness and justice for all the oppressed. Don't engage in retaliation. Their bitterness and tension are as a result of their own action. In the book of Proverbs chapter 19 verses 5, the Bible says, a false witness will not go unpunished, and whoever pours out lies will not go free. Their frustration and tensions are the result of their own games, backfiring, their own mind games, backfiring, turning against them, fighting them. Stand firm in your discernment and trust that God is fighting for you. Do not panic. Know that their obsession, how pissed they are, has got nothing to do with you. These people are crazily upset, bitter, because you caught their mind games and now they can't handle the pressure and tension of everything that is around it. They've got to deal with it. They will live with it. Continue to have your steeze and composure. May God bless you. God keep you. Cause his countenance to shine upon you and be gracious unto you. They will remain like that. Why are they upset? What are they hiding? Because they had evil that they forfeited. They wanted it to materialize. You caught them. You played their game. You showed them what they wanted to show you more. Now they are angry. They are crazy. They are bitter. They've got to live with it, beloved. Not your fault. Not your fault. Not your fault. Thank God for discernment and the Spirit of God. You saw them even before they could come. You saw them. Welcome them. Turn their own plans against them. They've got to live with that. Not your fault. Not your fault. So be at peace. May God bless you. If this is your first time seeing this beautiful face, you are so welcome to Prayer and Prophetic with Prophetess Nelly. Shalom of the Lord and God bless you mightily. In the name of Jesus. Shalom.